friends. Today we are going to chat warming up. I know warming up is something that is so often told to us, and yet I ignore it so much. I don't know why. I guess it's because it's really boring to me. But now that I'm coming back into climbing regularly, I know that it's something that I will have to really force back into my climbing routine. And this video is a reminder for me to focus on that and incorporate it into my routine, because I know that I will get injured if I don't do it. I don't know if you can see, but I have this like really fat middle finger on my right hand compared to the other one. And when I'm crimping, I overexert that finger and it starts getting really sore. So I haven't pulled it yet, but I do not want to take that risk, especially coming back from not having trained over the time for my finger strength. So I've devised a few simple tips that I would like to incorporate into my own routine before I start climbing, and I hope to share them with you as well. So let's get right into it. The first part of the warming up would be off wall. The goal of this first part is to get your heartbeat pumping so that it's pumping blood around all the important parts of your body so that it warms your muscles up and you're ready to get climbing. The first step that I would take is to do some cardio. I personally really like doing star jumps because they are just fun. I do them slowly and then quickly build up. You could also do some sprinting or running. You could do burpees, you can do skipping, anything really to just have this high intensity feeling, like the feeling that you get when you are running late for the train or the bus and you're like sprinting to the station. Like that kind of heartbeat, like pumping really fast, that feeling after, that's what you want to achieve. I'm warmed up now and I am breathing hard, we're breathing hard. So in this time, I will take like a minute or two to try and just get my heartbeat pumping, and you can really feel that your muscles are fully warm by the end of it. After that, I like to incorporate some mobility focused movements, especially in the joints area. So that would be my wrists or like my elbows, my knees or my ankles, especially my ankles. That would just be like sort of rolling them, rotating them so that they are reaching their full range of motion. So after I'm done with that, I like to focus on warming up my hands and my forearms specifically. A few examples of what I like to do include this exercise where I'm like opening, closing my hands into a fist motion. I do around 40 reps of this, going from slow to like a faster speed. Something else that I like to do is this claw motion as well. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's like clawing. And again, I would do 40 reps of this from slow to a fast motion. By the end of these 80 reps, your hands and your forearms should be feeling quite warm and also quite pumped. You can take this time to massage your fingers by doing this exercise. I don't know what it's called, but it feels really good on your fingers. So after I've warmed up my fingers and forearms, this would be the perfect opportunity to put them to use on the bar or the hangboard. I like to do 3 to 4 reps of 5-second hangs on the bar to warm up my shoulders, arms and fingers, and then be good to go to the next part of the warm up. You can do the same as well if you don't have any finger injuries, but unfortunately for me, because I have that fat finger situation that I mentioned before, I saw my physio and he recommended a hangboard routine for me to work on. So in this section, I just add that part on. Please note that you should see a professional for health advice or your physio if you're interested in hangboarding. I have no background on this, so I'm just following what my physio said. Next, we're going to move straight onto the wall for part 2 of our warm-up. I would pick 2 or 3 lower grade climbs that I would like to focus on. What I want to do here is to familiarize my body with different movements on the wall. Because when you're off the wall, you're doing this warming up, but you're not really using those muscles as you would on the wall. So that's why the on-wall warm-up is really important. Here, I'd like to focus on specifically moving with intention and also exaggerating any movements. So by doing that, that could be focusing on putting your hips into the wall. That could be trying to manage your center of gravity by stepping with intention on holds, maybe by putting weight on your toes and trying to only step with your toes. And the reason why it's so easy for you and I to do this is because these climbs would have really nice footholds or really good jugs that we can hold onto to really, you know, feel comfortable on the wall so that we can exaggerate whatever movement we need to exaggerate. I like to climb the same way down as I did up. So I'd be climbing, you know, high feet up, close to the wall, and then try to just frog my way down as well. And one thing I like to challenge myself to do is to almost just step back onto the mat rather than jumping down. But if there is a climb that, you know, you can't access this whole stepping down situation because it's just weird to step back down through the climb, then it is also a perfect opportunity to practice falling safely. And the reason why I like to incorporate this into my warm-up is so that I can practice a habit of falling safely at an unconscious level. Because the more that I do it in the future when I am trying something hard, automatically I'll know how to fall. But because your mind, when you're trying something harder, is not focused on falling safely, building an unconscious habit is really important. So I just take the time to pick a few simpler climbs to try this out, and then you're good to go. From then, for me, naturally, I would move on to medium climbs and then work onto something that, you know, my body feels ready enough to try at the end, and that's when I do projecting. Anyways, hope that this little routine was helpful to you. If not, it at least served as a reminder to myself that I should focus on warming up. I really hope that I continue to do that so that I don't get injured, but feel free to share any warm-up tips you have down below, or even your experiences with warming up, or how to make it more fun. The only thing I can think of is warming up with friends and challenging your friends to do something so that you're having fun together. But otherwise, I don't really like doing it, but I feel like it is quite necessary, especially if I'm going back into higher levels of exercise. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! There she is. Oh, look at my cat. She'll go say hi. She's like, nope. She is just this giant cloud.